AI's unstoppable rise in popularity threatens to render human workers obsolete and completely useless as it takes over various job roles that were previously performed by human beings. Now, while the implementation of AI promises increased efficiency, cost effectiveness, and productivity, it also brings along a devastating consequence, which would be job displacement, job layoffs, as well as workforce downsizing. Now, AI is not just going after the dirty, the dangerous, and the dull jobs that are out there. It's also coming after writers, coders, and artists. And the lack of regulation in these particular fields is making it a lot easier for AI to just kind of take over and wipe out these jobs. Now, this means that plumbers, construction workers, and other manual laborers, they might be able to at least hold on to their jobs a little bit longer and not immediately be taken out by AI. However, recent studies are showing that all jobs will eventually be taken over by AI in just a little bit less than 120 years. So it's kind of scary, folks. Now, the elite, they're already preparing for this with universal basic income, which is a strategy in and of itself. Now, without a sense of purpose, human beings, we become purposeless. And, we're running faster than ever. And the question is, are we running in the right direction? Now, as a famous philosopher had previously indicated, if you don't figure out a way to make money in your sleep, you will work until you die. Now, the ruthless automation of tasks that human beings once undertook is already underway. And here are some of the most alarming instances of how AI is wreaking havoc on human beings. So first off, we're seeing it in the manufacturing sector. So manufacturing is one of the industries where AI is currently replacing human workers. So for example, Tesla, Elon Musk's Tesla, they're using robots to build electric cars in their factories, and it's reducing the need for as many human workers. We already talked about how many, tens of thousands of workers over at Tesla have already been completely laid off. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about the customer service sector next. And many companies are already using chatbots and other AI-powered tools to be able to handle customer service inquiries, bots. So, for example, you got Amazon's Alexa and Google Home. These are AI-powered virtual assistants. They're not actual assistants, and they can help answer a lot of questions and provide customer support. Now, there's some actual humans in the background that actually, handle some of the elevated issues that the AI bots haven't been trained to handle, but those jobs are getting wiped out too. Data entry jobs. So AI-powered tools, they can automate data entry tasks, reducing the need for human workers, reducing the amount of errors. So for example, companies like UiPath and Automation Anywhere, they're providing software that automates data entry tasks. And let's not forget about transportation, right? So self-driving cars, trucks, these are expected to revolutionize the transportation industry and just completely eliminate and obliterate jobs that are previously performed by humans. And so companies like Waymo, Tesla, and Uber, they're investing heavily in self-driving technology. And I wouldn't be surprised to find out that Lyft is doing the exact same thing. And so, we have to talk about the finance sector. AI is increasingly being used in, the finance industry to automate different tasks like fraud detection. Matter of fact, my American Express card got canceled last week for fraud detection, even though I'm not sure if it was legitimately fraud or not. They just asked me one question. Hey, do you recognize this charge? And I said no, because I didn't recognize the charge, but maybe it was legitimate. I don't know. They didn't go any further than, hey, do you recognize it? And then they just wiped out my card. And, that was an automated feature. So would it have gone differently if I spoke to a human? Who knows? But ultimately, AI is, being used in the finance industry to automate tasks like fraud detection, loan underwriting, investment analysis, and other roles. So, for example, JP Morgan Chase, they're using an AI-powered tool called Contract Intelligence to review legal documents. And so, these are just some of the examples of how AI is currently eliminating jobs that human beings, used to perform. And as AI technology continues to evolve and continues to improve, it is more likely that more and more jobs will ultimately be automated, leading to significant changes in the job market and fewer needs for human beings. Now, ChatGPT, a lot of you guys have been asking me about this. Hey, what is ChatGPT? So ChatGPT and AI, they're on everybody's lips these days. ChatGPT is a revolutionary new language model that has essentially just taken the internet by storm. And, with the ability to write legal documents, it can code, it can edit software. It can even, do school essays with a mere request, just like asking for it. And so, it's really no wonder that people are buzzing about this with excitement. Now, with this excitement also comes a little bit of the downside, right? So brace yourselves for what is to come in 2023. And this could make this year's AI this could make AI's advancements for 2023 look like child's play. So brace yourself for a world where AI will definitely create millionaires. It will also create billionaires, but it's also going to cause an industry-wide destruction, a shakeup, massive job loss, and mass upheaval. And the truth is that 95% of people have no clue about this. There's nothing short of seismic. This is a seismic shift that we're going to be falling into. And so you have to prepare for the future. So, I want my community to be aware of what's coming down the pipeline. And so, as a founder or even an employee, your mission is to find ways to use open AI to automate 90% of your work, right? So don't get wiped out. Don't get leveraged. Figure out how this stuff works. So can you imagine a world where a report or a PowerPoint presentation is no longer your responsibility, but that of AI? I mean, just imagine, like, if your job is to create PowerPoint presentations and you no longer have to do it yourself and you can kind of delegate that responsibility to AI, that's the world that we're headed towards. And this is going to transform the work of one human being to be able to produce the type of work that 100 human beings would normally be able to produce. So, if you're a side hustler, a small business owner, or you've been looking for a way to increase your income, this could very well be good news for you. Now, in the future, the difference between 21st century companies and human beings is, it's going to be whether or not they use AI. Period and point blank. At one point it was like, okay, whether or not companies are using websites, the companies who didn't use websites, they saw their businesses dry up and eventually got wiped out, right? So this is like the next wave of the internet. This is the next wave of technology. And so this is kind of like Web 3.0, Web 4.0 maybe. The integration of AI will increase our earnings by 2 to 3 times, and companies can expect to see anywhere between a 2 and 300 time increase in profits. So it's all about how you strategically position yourself and your family to prepare and actually, ride the tides that are heading up and not actually get drowned by this evolution that we're seeing coming down the pipeline. Prominent companies like Albert, they're already revolutionizing the advertising industry with their AI-powered campaigns that can essentially automate and predict ROI. And for those who are unfamiliar, ROI is your return on your investment. Now, with AI, we can automate and we can improve our businesses, making our lives easier and more profitable. Okay, so the future is not just about adding technology to some things that we do, but rather the future is actually going to be integrating a lot of the technology into our lives. The rise of the machines or the rise of automation, it's inevitable. And we see more and more jobs that are being replaced by machines. Zapier's, their Zaps, they're just the tip of the iceberg. And you got Meta's Make a Studio, they can create GIFs from pretty much just words. 3D printing, this will revolutionize manufacturing and eliminate the need for shipping parts from overseas. We already talked about graphene, and if you guys saw that in the previous video, graphene is a new revolutionary product additive that can be added to, cement, plastics, and whatnot, and it makes them several times stronger. So just imagine combining like 3D printing with graphene, and your printer can create parts for your car from plastic. And maybe you can replace metal parts on your car straight from your printer and not even have to go to the dealer and save yourself a ton of money, perhaps. Just throwing that out there, right? But this is just some of the evolution that we're seeing. And so, even OpenAI, it's got its first version of a 3D printer. So just imagine, just imagine the capabilities of AI and 3D printing and graphene as a combination of all of those. And so with Google Lenses, right? So with Google Lens, you won't even have to visit brick and mortar stores like Walmart and Home Depot. Now, this could be good news or it could be bad news depending upon where you are in the perspective of the economy, right? But ultimately, with the Google Lens, you could just take a picture of what you need and AI is going to find the product right for you. You got tradespeople, designers, they're no longer going to have to waste any time Googling for parts. Basically, these advancements, they may not seem super duper exciting, but they're also signaling the end of many jobs that human beings are currently performing. So I'm not saying this to scare you guys, but I want you guys to be aware of what's coming down the pipeline. So the pace of change, it's alarming to say the least. And, we need to adapt quickly in order to stay relevant. And it's not just a matter of survival, but it's also a matter of convenience and efficiency. And the future is coming and it's coming fast. And so if you don't evolve, then, gone with the dodo bird, so to speak, right? Now, for my small business owners out there, just imagine a future where every mundane task in your business could ultimately be automated with AI technology. I mean, you could scan your website and have relevant articles added to your newsletter, with promos telling you exactly how to optimize your content to get more clicks. You would probably no longer have to pay super high fees for publications and reduce that expense. That's a huge expense for many companies. And so, big changes are coming down the pipeline. And, from the employees to the business owners, and it's all about repositioning yourselves. I don't know if you've ever read that book called Who Moved My Cheese, but folks, cheese is about to get moved. So, it's not just about growing your business with AI. It's also about making your employees that you do keep happier. Now, according to the Salesforce study, 89% of workers were happier using automation. I was actually shocked by that percentage. And why wouldn't they be, though, right? When you think about it. So AI can take over the root and eyes work that actually kind of sucks the life out of us, right? But leaving us with the more meaningful and fulfilling tasks. So there is a little bit of a bright side to that there. And, we've been afraid of technological change throughout history, thinking that it was going to replace us or make us irrelevant. But in a lot of cases, it has made a lot of people irrelevant, but it has also made those who advance themselves, who evolve themselves to be able to leverage the new technology. It helped those individuals to make more money. So that's where I want you guys to be. I want you guys to be on the right side of the field as we evolve in this game of life, in this game of technology, in this game of AI and automation. So, gone are the days of sifting through libraries and unreliable websites with online technology such as ChatGPT. You can have all your research done for you in like a fraction of the time. And, if you find a way for AI to automate something in your business, then it could be worth thousands of dollars to you. No more sloppy texts or emails. Just let the AI take the cognitive lead, take the cognitive load off your shoulders, and you can generate responses that sound like they're actually written by a human being. Don't let unpleasant customers get the best of you. Let a robot mediate and handle the repetitive questions that you get, and just eliminate having to deal with basically the pissed off customers, I forget the term, but basically the customers that are just irate. So AI, it will completely overhaul the way we do business. And AI is set to revolutionize the workforce. And, those who don't keep up with the evolution of technology, they're just going to be left in the dust, period and point blank. But we can evolve, right? And so, just imagine a world where customer service is handled by polite, efficient robots. Stock images are a thing of the past. You got virtual assistants. They will become the norm. You're rarely ever going to speak to a human being going forward, to be honest with you guys. And now the bright side is kind of freeing up some administrative roles, but it's also eliminating those administrative roles. And it's allowing for more specialized work with personalized AI systems. And so just think about how this rollout is going to affect you and your family. And so now the question is, are you ready to adapt? Will you be a part of this forward-thinking group of individuals who are going to embrace the power of AI? Or are you going to be left in the dust trying to cling to outdated tools, outdated methods, jobs that are being clearly replaced by AI? You have to ask yourself, what am I going to do? So I ask you guys in the comments below, what are you going to do? The choice is yours, but be warned, the change is coming.